Hello, hello, lovelies, and welcome to Ash Said It Live. Yes, ASHSAIDIT.com, ASHSAIDIT.com, baby babies. Yes, and we are talking about how to get away with murder with the luxurious Viola Davis. And I'm joined by my TV expert, my TV fanatic, Ro. Say what's up,
Hey
Ro.
Ash, how's it going?
It's going, bro. It's going good. So, all right. So let's jump into this week's episode. What are some of the highlights that people need to know about?
Wow, what are some of the things? Okay, well, first off, Nate, he's he's not doing so well with Annalise relationship wise. He's feeling like she's not really trusting him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's feeling like he needs to be needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he's doing a lot to make sure that he stays in that position because, he's doing all his little using his all his little resources at work to look up stuff and find things out. And it's gonna come to a point where he's gonna realize that he is not appreciated because he's gonna feel
Right.
used. Definitely gonna feel
Yeah, wouldn't it
used.
be funny if he just started dating Bonnie or something?
Oh my gosh. Oh, she would lose her mind. She would totally lose her mind.
Yeah.
So, well, that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that point up. So, obviously, the biggest question is, who got killed? And now we not only know that one person got killed, but somebody is badly injured and probably badly pretty much burned from being inside the house. So, we know that it's not Oliver, and we know that
Right,
now it is
right.
not Bonnie. Who do
Mhm.
you think is in the house? Who do you think got killed?
Uh, Honestly, it could be any of them. I
Mm,
feel like, yeah, I don't think it's Wes because he's pretty important.
yeah,
He's an
yeah,
important guy.
yeah.
Um, and this so far this season, he's not really with them a lot. He's kind of off doing his own thing with his little chocolate drop. And
Mm.
I feel like it's got to be somebody I don't know. It has to be one of the five. That's all I could get from it.
Yeah, I could see it like being like Asher or was it the other one
Mm,
Connor? I could see one of
yeah.
those because we don't necessarily need those characters. They add to the show, which is good, but we don't necessarily need them. So I think that one of those are probably going to be killed. And Annalise is such a great actress. I'm not even talking about Viola Davis. I'm talking about the character Annalise. She is a pretty awesome actress as the star of this show because she is always putting on a full on, I mean, just crocodile ain't got nothing on her tears, child. All right.
Mm,
So she's always putting on a show, and it's always hard to tell if she's lying or not, which is what keeps us coming back for watching this show. But what
yes.
else are some of the key points that you wanted to highlight this week?
Okay, well, it was the case that they had. And this guy, he's not the typical, good looking dude. He's kind of creepy. So they called him a creeper a lot during the episode. And he kind of saw Michaela and he was like, "Oh, who's this?" And Annalise was like, "Hey, you hit on her and I cut off your balls." I thought that was pretty hardcore.
She's not playing those
um,
games, she kind of treats them like they're her children, so she's not playing those games with him or anybody else really.
yeah, yeah, totally. I understand that. And the whole case with the creeper guy, I think his name was Toby, right? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
his thing was him and the lady that he ended up he either kind of killed her or didn't really kill her because it was two different instances. Like the first one was like, oh look, he took a picture with the dead corpse and he had to have killed her, and then later on he was getting blackmailed by his last lawyer, which is why he took out $20,000.
Was it 20,000 or was it 200,000? I don't remember. It was some
I don't
crazy
remember
number.
the exact amount, but it was a lot of money to pay him off. And I kind of forgot what I was gonna say now. Yeah, he was gonna pay off the lawyer, and he ended up saying that he basically killed this other girl, and it was just like,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm
okay.
like, okay, when they tossed that into the mix, I was like, okay, really, man? Like what are you even doing? What are you talking about? This is the craziest thing in life. Like, not only, okay, they're trying to get you off of this whole, this girl getting murdered and killed, but not to find out that you actually killed someone, you intentionally took someone else's life. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, but then he kind of, when he told the story, it was like, oh, well, she basically was saying, oh, I'm just so ugly, and he's like, how could you talk to me like that? And he finally snapped and he punched the heck out of her, and she died like instantly. You know what I'm saying? And Annalise had a good point. People, it happens to everybody. Like, people will be mean to you, but you don't knock them out till they die. You don't go after that anger that you have. And have some
Yeah.
kind of restraint.
He had a lot of issues. He was one of those my mother would say was an unsavory character.
Right.
Very unsavory type character. So he was quite interesting.
Yeah, because the first chick that he killed, like, she just wanted to be with him because of the drugs that he had. So when she found out there was no drugs, she was like, talking all bad and smack to him. And it's just like, wow. It's like Bill Cosby all over again.
We ain't going down that street. But yeah. No, but it was pretty interesting. What do you think about the angle with Frank? What do you think is going on with that?
With Frank, well, I guess to go back a little bit would be that, Annalise told Laurel to go back to go and see her father in Miami, and it turns out the father basically hacked her phone and was tracking everything that she was doing. So he knew that she was basically tracking Frank and was calling up Frank and everything. And he was able to give her where Frank was and everything after they had like a little counseling session because father wouldn't pay for her when she was kidnapped when she was 16, and they got a lot of father-daughter issues, and the dad's just like, oh, Frank's not good enough for you, and yada yada yada. But you're asking what I think about the whole Frank thing. Frank's an interesting character because he's smart. He's smarter than everybody else. He called her up late one night, and he was just like, "You think I'm stupid, don't you, huh? You call me up, and you try to play me, and she's just like, no, nobody's angry at you, Frank. Just come on home and stuff." And Frank's a smart cookie. I kind of hope Frank kind of kills most of them, honestly, because a lot of them are just idiots.
Well, I don't see Frank dying. I think that's too easy. He's gotten away with so much already. So I don't see Frank dying, number one. And I don't see Frank getting injured. He's too smart for that. But I don't know how he's going to fit into the mix because, I'm wondering, is he going to get back good with Annalise? What is going to happen between Frank? Like, how is he going to fit into the story? Because since the show started, he's always been a very intricate part of the show. And I'm like, okay, he's kind of like, odd man out right now. So what's going to get him back into that, what do they call it, the circle of trust? What's going to get him back into that? So
yeah,
it's interesting. I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Yeah, I just don't know because the whole 6 weeks later in the house getting burnt to a crisp, it's like, is Frank responsible for that? Because he seems like the likely suspect. So I don't know if he'll ever really get in her good grace. I don't know how. Frank's gonna get good with Annalise again. So much has gone down.
Yeah, and I think that you'll probably agree with me when I say this, but I believe that Laurel should die. I don't see what purpose she really has in the show.
Yep.
She's just annoying. She, like you said, she's got the daddy issue stuff going on. I think that I think she should burn up in the house. I think so. I think that would be the best thing to happen.
Yeah. Because she did like randomly show up at the house. Was it
right?
Either this episode or last episode?
Yeah, she keeps popping up.
Kind of randomly show up. So I mean, that would be great and all, but she's got that whole she's a good for nothing. That's the type of character she is. Right. You know, like she's got that whole weird West thing going on. Like, does she love him? Does she not love him? Even though they're like brother and sister, it's so weird. And the whole thing with her and Frank is just like, it's done, so I don't know why they keep her around.
Yeah, she needs to burn up. She should burn up in the house. And Oliver, he just seems to be just getting himself into more and more trouble. Because, you know, he cleaned the phone dry or whatever, and then he tried to get back to the crime scene and just kind of, you know, like toss it down like, you know, it fell under the car. But he's stupid because obviously they're going to be able to track and trace him like, oh, there's fingerprints on it. Oh, Annalise, this guy's fingerprints is all over your phone. I wonder what's going on. They know what's going on. Of course they're going to figure it out. So it's going to be real interesting. And
yeah, like Oliver soft for jail, honestly.
Yeah, because he's just setting himself up for it. Maybe that's part of Annalise's plan to help him, you know, implicate somebody else.
That's actually a good one because she really don't care that much for him. I mean,
no, he's new.
He's a nice guy, but that's not it.
He is expendable. He is brand new. Mm-hmm. And he's expendable. She can afford to lose him. She don't care for him. He does what he's supposed to do, and that's it. So, I don't know. It's going to be real interesting to see how that works out. Who else is going on? Connor.
The Connor scene.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was wondering if you liked the scene, like how they kind of, like how Michaela stole the $200,000 or $20,000 from the creeper guy, Toby, and all of them went to Atlantic City, except for Wes, because he was too busy with his girlfriend in bed. And, you know, Michaela and them were, like, gambling, and Michaela ended up losing all the money, while this guy was hitting on Oliver, but then he started hitting on Connor, and then Connor was like, shouldn't you take this drink over to Oliver? And he's like, well, Asian guys ain't really my thing. And I'm thinking, like, so why did you go and talk to Oliver in the first place? You know what I'm saying? You're getting this poor dude's hopes up just to slash him back down.
That's what they do, bro.
And I know, and then, you know, Oliver, lovesick Oliver, is like yelling at this dude, like, you racist piece of, you know, and of course, like, the guy runs away, and Oliver hears this, and he thinks it's just sabotage, you know, and it's just like, it wasn't even like it wasn't even like that, you know. Why can't Oliver just stop being, like, weird and take this fool back, you know? So,
Oliver, unfortunately, is the second person I wanted to burn up in the house, but be it that he actually makes it. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how that turns out, but yeah, Oliver is another beast. I don't know what's going to happen with Oliver.
Say, what's with Wes? Like, so his birthday's coming up, right? The girlfriend's just like, oh, I need to figure out a birthday present for you. And, like, Laurel calls, and then the girlfriend's like, oh, you know, tell her I'm sorry for what happened to her grandmother. You know, it's like, what's he doing just lying to his girlfriend? Why can't you just tell your girlfriend that, oh, she went to go see her father? That's not anything, like, out of the ordinary of seeing their parent, you know? What's wrong with it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that just goes back to, you know, that's kind of foreshadowing. They're trying to put Wes and Laurel together. I don't like them as a couple. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not in support of Wes and Laurel because I don't really like Laurel. Laurel's character is very blah. She goes wherever the wind blows her. That's Laurel's thing.
She is not worthy, man. She does not deserve Dean Thomas from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
She doesn't deserve it, man. It ain't right.
Yeah.
And that kiss they had the other day was just so awkward. Like, I can't watch this. It's so horrible.
Yeah, it was very awkward, and I think that everybody kind of recognizes that because it was weird.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's just my best friend. Yeah. It's like, yeah, your best friend, you want to smash. Yeah. Oh, okay, and the whole thing with Asher seeing Aiden, Michaela's ex, seeing like his engagement pictures to a chick. You know, even though we all know he likes his men.
Yeah, he definitely changed teams.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, I guess, they just gotta always put something else into the mix, because it was pretty weird. It was pretty weird that, bad enough that he, necessarily got engaged again, but then engaged to a chick when clearly he doesn't fly that route. So, I don't know. And that probably, that really, I'm sure, helped deliver Michaela into that whole, oh yeah, let me go get 20K and let's go play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, which wasn't right. I'll say that.
Yeah, because she was totally like, oh my gosh. And, the creepy client dude is like, oh, you're way hotter than she is. And then Asher is all like, hey, don't talk about my boo. And, stay away from her. And then, like, Bonnie comes out. And then Asher's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Bonnie. And then Bonnie's like, hey, I don't care, man. Do whatever. And then she's all like, are we all just going to talk about our exes or get back to work? It's just like Bonnie's so hardcore. Like, I seriously think she's just like her character from Gilmore Girls, because the character was exactly like this. Like, if we just came to the future, this would be the same character. Because she got into law school as well. So when that Gilmore Girls revival come back, hey, that might be another reason why she's not really doing so much in this season. I don't know. It's coming out next month, so they must have finished shoulder by now.
They should have. They should. Yeah.
I mean, unless they're just working really, really, really smooth. We didn't talk about the outcome of your buddy's trial.
Oh man, that slap! Oh, he so deserved it. Oh man, he totally deserved it. I was like, yeah, I was cheering Annalise on, because look at this. She's risking her, and then we didn't go into Annalise stuff yet. We'll get into that. But, she's dealing with all this outside stress and stuff. He tells her he murdered this girl. She's using all her resources to try to figure out a plan of at least getting this fool, like, the least punishment, the least amount of cruel or long sentence. And this fool has the nerve to, like, mouth off to her. It's like, I hired you to get me off. I was supposed to do no time. She's like, what? And went right across his face. And I was like, yes, that's what he needed. She said, you sat up here and killed 2 women. And you thought you was going to get... That's what that privilege... That privileged mindset going on there. But I was yelling, I was screaming at the TV. Yes, Annalise, smack his face off. Just smack it off his body completely.
And it was 3 years. 3 years, not so bad for getting off. I mean, for doing 2 women like that.
Yeah, and he murdered. He killed them.
Killed 2 people.
2 people, yeah, and to get 3 years, yeah, that's a slap on the wrist.
He should have gotten life. He should have gotten death row. He should have gotten what's it called again? When they kill you, they kill you. He should have gotten killed. Yeah.
But also, but also in that, what I was thinking about was, okay, but what about that attorney that was blackmailing him? Couldn't they step forward and say something, like, oh, well, this fool, he the one that killed the girl, he told us, or we had proof, or da-da-da-da. So what's stopping them from coming forward and saying, oh, well, he was the one that actually killed the girl? Because we don't know what they had on him besides his word. I mean, anybody can say anything. But for him to be sitting up there and digging up all that money to try to pay them off, I would think that they had some kind of proof. But I don't know.
Wait, proof that he killed the girl, though, right?
Right, or something. Because, why would you sit up there and just pay someone just because of word of mouth? Anyone can say anything about anything, anywhere. But the fact that he would took out the rest of his savings or whatever, it was like $200,000, and he was about to go pay these fools. That would lead me, I don't know, I could be wrong, but that would lead me to believe that maybe they have something pinning him to that murder. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
Well, I'm not sure, but if that's the case, though, wouldn't that be double jeopardy? Wait, no, that wouldn't be double jeopardy because he was only being tried for that one murder, right?
Yeah, because they never really, and that's the thing that's kind of weird. They never really specified if he actually killed the first girl, the first murder that they were charging him with.
Right.
But
I don't think they were. I think it was more of he could have called 911.
Okay. Yeah, because he took a picture.
Girl, he straight up saying he killed her.
Right. But the first girl, yeah, he was taking selfie pictures with her and all this stuff. That was the really damning part about it. That was a damning part about it, because, I mean, come on.
Yeah, he could have saved her life. That's just messed up, dude.
Yeah, there's some sick fools out there.
Oh, so many. Yes.
sick people. Now, okay, so the whole show, Annalise is, she's fighting. She's fighting to keep her job. She's fighting to win these cases. She's fighting to find some sort of personal life and dealing with, Nate had basically moved in with her and, he's trying to make her smoothies and stuff and healthy stuff, and she's like, I want some food. I'll take this. I want some real food. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to take care of her and everything, but I think that she's gonna unfortunately be one of those women that is just not able to connect with her man because she's so focused on everything else. Because Nate, he seems like he's a great guy, and I think she enjoys him, but I think she's going to miss out on him because she's not giving him the attention that he needs. Because she's so focused on her stuff and getting him to help her with her stuff. I don't remember one time on the episode where she actually was focused on him. Or asked him, hey, is there something that you want, something that you need? Or, hey, let's spend time together and all this stuff. He's going to get tired soon, I see. That's what I'm foreshadowing. I see him getting tired really soon of the situation and understanding that, yeah, he loves her, he wants to be with her and stuff, but she is not in a place where she can be open to being in a relationship because she's so she's so consumed with everything else.
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing. Think about how they first started out. She was basically his mistress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He never had to have them this often. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was every now and then kind of, hey, let's hang out tonight, and all that stuff. So I think it's a different dynamic for her. You know what I mean? To be with him like that.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that one. It's definitely different, but and then you can tell he wants to step up and be the man in the situation and protect her, but I don't think she's gonna let him get as close as he wants to get. He really wants to be the man in her life, and I don't see her letting him do that. I think she's
she did tell him about the dead girl in the freezer.
Yeah, and I think she did that because she pretty much was out of options. What's she gonna do? I don't think that she really had much options as far as figuring out a defense for him. And sure enough, he was one of her resources. And like I said, I don't know. I don't see a relationship lasting much longer because he's going to get tired. He's going to get tired of her not paying attention to him.
Maybe they could get a new love interest for her or something.
I don't know. Just as long as it's, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. But okay, so she's fighting with the university. They wanted to shut her down and suspend her because of the flyer situation. I don't know. That's another question too. Who do you think is putting up the flyers?
Wow, I have no idea. For all we know, it could have been that lawyer lady that was all like, you know, well, at least let's just say I'm getting back at you. You know, it could be her for all we know. But I know it's somebody we've already seen. But it might just be a disgraced student that wanted to be part of the Keaton Five. They didn't get it. Like that one kid that's always like, well, you guys are her pet pigs and stuff, or whatever he said. Him for all we know. It's hard to say, but it took her like forever to see the flyer. It was just kind of like, turn around and lose.
Yeah, I don't think it's Frank because Frank got too much. Like he's trying to. I don't even know what the hell is Frank doing. That's the thing about it. I don't know what is Frank doing now. He's just like, is he turning like this straight paranoid? He's up in a hotel room. He trying not to get found. What is? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Ash, wouldn't you be paranoid if you're getting hitmen throwing at your way like all the time?
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. That's a good point.
So I don't really blame him, you know? So, I mean, that's just Frank for you. I miss Frank.
And then Laurel and her father, that situation was weird.
It was pretty weird.
That was pretty weird. And
it was weird because they're fighting, and then the next minute, like, he comes to her hotel room, and she gives him something to eat, and they're just kind of talking to you, and it's just like, why weren't you the father I wanted? It's just like, what?
And then I didn't fully understand, what was the papers that he wanted her to sign over?
Was it something Frank wanted? Because it was kind of...
No, it was nothing to do with Frank. It was something about some kind of property or something. And he said he wanted her brother to sign it, but he wasn't around, so he wanted her to sign it instead. I don't know. I guess I'll have to look back up over on that.
Yeah, maybe it's something to do with like the inheritance or something, because he's pretty rich too.
It was something to do with some kind of property or something. I didn't hear it fully, and it went so fast, it was hard for me to kind of keep up with it. But anyway, so she... Right, so anyway, so she goes ahead and she signs it the next day because she wants the information on Frank. He gives her the information, and then when she gets back to town and Annalise asks her, where's Frank, or what did you find out? What did she say?
She couldn't find him?
No, she lied. She lied. She told a lie. You didn't catch that? Yeah, she told a lie. She's like, Annalise is like, yeah, so did you find out where Frank is? And she's like, no, I couldn't get anything out of my father. He wanted me to sign my life over, and I just couldn't do that again. She got the information. Remember, the father gave her the information on where exactly Frank was, but she didn't tell Annalise.
Wow.
She did not tell. I was like, ooh, you telling a story, Laurel. Ooh.
Girl is a double agent. That is her purpose.
Well, I mean, honestly, can you blame her? She's been hanging with Annalise for like 2-3 years now. I'd probably turn a double agent too.
Nah, I can't really blame her. And her eyebrows are looking better.
Yeah, it's a lot cleaner. It's a lot cleaner this season. I'll give her that much.
Used to be pretty like thick, and like kind of angry looking. Kind of chop those out. There's a lot of people who are complaining about the eyebrows. I was just like, y'all calm down.
Really? People were complaining about her eyebrows?
Yeah, people were complaining about her eyebrows. And it was just like, it's not an epidemic, people. Calm down.
It's her friggin' eyebrows. People are weird.
Yeah. People focus on the stupid things like that.
Yeah, that is awful weird.
So I'm hoping that Wes breaks up with his girlfriend.
Oh, that's coming. That's coming.
Hanging out with like the group again, because it seems like she's the type that'll like keep him all to herself or something. Because it's just like, I haven't seen him with anybody else besides that class.
Yeah, he hasn't been. Yeah, he hasn't been at the house or anything. Yeah,
that's really weird.
Yeah, he hasn't been out the house. I mean, I don't see the girlfriend situation. I don't see that lasting because she also, it's kind of weird how Wes and Annalise are like mirroring each other because it's almost like he's kind of doing the same thing to the girl that Annalise is doing to Nate because he's not really paying too much attention. He is, but he's not. He's putting forth more an effort than Annalise is with Nate, but he's still so focused on Laurel and the murder case for his, his father or whatever, than he is hanging out with his girlfriend. So I don't see that relationship lasting much longer than it already is because it's just I don't see it lasting.
Yeah, it's kind of like a really odd time for him to be in a relationship too. I mean, you just saw your father get killed in front of you, and I'm not sure about what time it's been since then, but I feel like that's not the best time for him to get involved, if you will. You know?
Yeah, I think she's probably just a distraction for him. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's all she'll ever be.
Okay, you're terrible. Have we touched on everybody? Oh no, the other one, Asher. We haven't talked about him. Him and Michaela. Oh boy, that was an interesting couple. That was an interesting couple. Yeah. So, Michaela and Asher, the very unlikely couple. I don't really like them together, but I think that they're probably going to last longer than any other couple on the show. That's crazy
so sad, because she's, like, ashamed to even talk about him in front of other people.
Yeah.
And yet, like, the same episode felt like most everybody found out about it, you know?
Yeah. Bonnie doesn't give a damn about it. She's like, whatever. Well, let's keep this thing going. Yeah, I can do whatever y'all want to do. Yeah, like
Connor found out because he was staying, because he asked to stay with her, remember? And she's like, yeah, we're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be kind of weird for your teacher to find out, but, it's Annalise, she finds out anyways.
Yeah. And then it's kind of weird because with Asher, and I always forget sometimes when I'm watching, is he's the odd man out because he still doesn't know anything about Sam's death. And he doesn't know that they all were involved in it. And it's just so, it's weird sometimes because I forget. I'm like, why is this fool? I was like, oh yeah, he doesn't even know. He has no idea.
Yep, no clue.
No clue.
It's like, will he ever find out? Goodness, it's like the third season.
I don't know. It's going to be, I mean, at this stage of the game, it doesn't really matter because what's done is done, but it's pretty weird. And then Annalise, her getting possibly suspended, and the principal, they've been trying to push Annalise out for a while. Let's just keep it real. They've been trying to push her out and find reasons to get her out. So when they came up with this whole scheme of, Annalise and her class recovering the body of the missing girl, and it's all over the paper, it's all over the TV and everything, it was kind of like, okay. That's a good look for her, it's a good look for the school, and they didn't want to admit that was something good. They would have rather find some more dirt on Annalise and kick her out the door, head first. But now they got to kind of eat a slice of humble pie because this fool's bringing good publicity to the school. So,
right.
I thought that was a pretty good twist.
But it's like, what do they have against Annalise? Were they friends with Sam or something? Goodness.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just, I think, all the circumstances of all the situations that have happened between Sam's death and the corruption and her dating Nate and all that. I think there's a combination of a lot of things. And she probably has a lot of enemies. Probably a lot of people that want to see her go under.
Haters gonna hate.
Oh yeah, they're gonna hate. They stay hating. They be in their corner. I be hearing them. I be seeing them. They they try to stay up on your girl. But you know what? We do what we got to do. We do what we got to do. But
So do.
So that's pretty much the story with that. Any closing words? Any other highlights that you think people should know about this week's show?
No, not really. Just thought it was a really good episode. And I really enjoyed just watching it, see Annalise. I really liked Annalise got booked at jail.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like, it's like that's something you never thought you'd see. This big shot lawyer get booked, unless she was like a dirty lawyer, but still.
Well, there's a lot of dirty people out there. There's a lot of dirty people out there, Ro. A lot of dirty people in this world.
A couple of, there's at least one dirty cop on Luke Cage. Yeah, he was a pretty dirty cop. And he got killed. That's what happens to you if you get killed. I mean, if you're a dirty cop.
That's what happens when you get killed. That's what happens when you get a dirty cop.
Leave me alone. I was trying to say the right thing.
I know what you mean. But hey, that's what happens. That's what happens. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and shut things down. But Ro, thank you so much for your insight this week on the latest episode of How to Get Away with Murder. If you guys got questions, comments, or concerns, you can email me info@ASHSAIDIT.com, info@ASHSAIDIT.com. And Ro, are you on social media?
Yes, I am. I'm on Instagram and Twitter, and it is Rochi_San. Rochi, ROCHIE_San, SAN. Instagram and Twitter.
Cool beans. Like I said, thank you. I appreciate you for coming through and sharing with our audience a little bit about this crazy show with all kinds of twists and turns. And just when you think that you have it figured out, Annalise throws a monkey wrench in your plan and things get crazy. Things get crazy. Yeah, crazy good. It's gonna be interesting. But I really love Viola Davis. I think she's a phenomenal actress, and I love the fact that she is just authentically herself. I love the fact that she made them put into the actual script of the show that she will wear a professional wig, but when Annalise is at home and she's unwinding, she pulls it off. She's team natural. That's what I'm talking about. No cream and crack. Team natural. No cream and crack. We say no to the cream and crack, Ro.
Natural.
We say team natural. I love it. She's got a beautiful smile. She's got a beautiful stance and a beautiful body. Like, I don't know what kind of workout she be doing. She probably got some of that Michelle Obama stuff going on. Because her guns be like blazing. I be like, dang, this lady is like 20 years my senior. And I need to try to get some guns like her, man.
Bang, bang, bang.
I'm telling you. So you go ahead with yourself, your bad self, Viola Davis, and you show them young people up something else. All right, so they know what's good. And I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's been supporting your girl, checking me out on social media. Of course, follow me, Ashburn, Virginia. Y'all continue to show me endless and countless love, and I thank y'all so very much for that. I appreciate y'all because y'all keep me going. You keep me pumped. You keep me motivated, and I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all so very much. Thank you for the downloads. Thank you for the emails. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the retweets. Thank you for all of the love and support. The global audience that encompasses ASHSAIDIT.com. I love y'all. I thank y'all. Anyone can do anything that you want to do. Set your mind to it, and you can make it a reality. That's where ASHSAIDIT came from. ASHSAIDIT came from a concept of starting a company that I'd never seen anyone do before. I was in a dark place, but you know what? I made this company from scratch. I'm proud of it. I've been on so many different platforms. I continue to grow. I continue to build relationships with phenomenal business people on a global scale. And it's all because I took a dream, I took an idea, I took a notion, and I ran with it. And that's how I know that you will be able to run with whatever it is that you want to run with. All right? Don't let anyone talk you out of your dream. Whatever you want to do. People say it all the time. Oh, that's stupid. Nobody ever did that before. You ain't never seen nobody do that. It's not going to be possible to get that done. No, you jump out the gate. You do it. You make it a reality. All right? Don't ever, 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 ever let anyone talk you out of your dream. All right? If there's something out there that you want to do, jump out the gate. Do it. Don't listen to nobody. Don't get advice from anybody. Jump out the gate. Make it done. Make it done. All right? And at the end of the day, anyone to tell you that I can't even get the words out. Anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, look them in the face. Tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. Because that's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. We're not doing this for social media fame. That stuff is cool and it's fun. It's all great. But guess what? If you have a dream on your heart and you don't fulfill it, it's one of the most regretful moments of your life. Make it happen. Make it a reality. I want to hear about it. Hashtag ASHSAIDIT. Or like I said, ASHSAIDIT.com. That's the site. Check it out now. The blog is blown up. I appreciate you guys. You can contact me on there and you can follow me across social media at One Love Ash. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Deuces.